Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Felix Day channel. So, today we won't be talking about heavy music, but we will be talking about a rather um, heavy, heavy subject. I mean, that's the channel, right? You know what you fucking signed up for. And thank you for signing up for this. I want to kick off this video by posing a question. Do you think it's possible in recovery to relapse without going back to active use? Sort of, I guess, being a dry drunk or a clean, active user, even though you're not using. That is sort of how I've been feeling. Like I've been suffering a sort of fucking emotional relapse, if you will, in the sense that yes, I'm not using drugs. I'm standing at the precipice, or is it on the precipice? I'm not sure what the correct preposition is there. Let's say on. I'm standing on the precipice of my 1 year milestone in recovery, and there's this discomfort, this anxiety, but there's also a lot of other behaviors that sort of mirror the way that I acted and behaved and thought, especially perhaps thought, while it was an active addiction. There's the wallowing in self pity. There's the um, isolating, withdrawing, tuning people out, and anger and resentment. A lot of that. I think I've always had a problem with being vulnerable, right? And it always manifested as anger, and I feel that again. I feel that weird that weird sensation that I'm not running the show, that my disease is running the show, right? Um, if you hear something in the background that sounds like a fucking jet lifting off, I'm doing laundry. Yeah. So I mean that's something, right? That's a win. Um, but yeah, it's been feeling like an emotional relapse for me. I'll recount something that happened very recently, only last weekend, in fact. So something happened. Um, I feel that I did have control over, and that I did have a choice in, and I made perhaps not the best choices. And this caused me a great setback emotionally and psychologically. And that same day that I was sort of experiencing these very dysphoric emotions, we went out for lunch at a restaurant for my eldest sister's birthday, and I acted in a way, in the same way I would have in active addiction. I was completely withdrawn. I didn't connect or engage with anyone. And in fact, it was so bad that I got up and I just left without fucking saying goodbye to anyone. My sisters, both of them beautiful souls that they are, reached out the next day, and instead of berating me for totally degenerate, messed up behavior. They just wanted to know whether I'm okay. And I think back to active addiction. I often used that as a manipulation tactic. Like withdrawing, isolating, so that people could give me attention, so that people could sympathize, so that people could, you know, um, pour into me, as it were. This time, I didn't necessarily consciously do it as a manipulation tactic. I was just really feeling like shit, and I wanted to get the fuck out of there. But that was me. That was my disease. That was my addiction. Um, so it's just something I've been pondering. This weird anxiety, sort of, I want to call it pressure that I feel now, being so close to 1 year clean. I might not be very serene at this stage, but I'm clean. I didn't pick up, I didn't use. Um, but my addiction is active. My disease is active, and it manifests in, in different ways. Sometimes it's a lot more subtle, but um, yeah, I'm not proud of the way I behaved. Like I said, I had a lot of control over uh, what it the situation that caused this sort of emotional setback for me, and I could have arrested it, much like I feel I hope I arrested my active addiction by starting to attend NA meetings. The NA saved my life, and that just again makes me realize the importance of doing service, the importance of acknowledging that the newcomer is the most important person at any meeting. um yeah, so I mean, I feel better now because I think I vented to people. I vented to the right people. I spoke to my sponsor. I'm very grateful for the sponsor that I have. Is incredibly solid. um I sometimes think I'm a very piss poor sponsee. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, just glad to be here, and I'm glad that I get to celebrate my 1 year milestone uh, next month, the 12th of July, and I'm grateful for the incredible people I have in my life, both in and out of the NA. So yeah, those are just my musings for this Sunday. I guess I've also got a bit of the Sunday horrors. It's a thing. It's absolutely a fucking thing. But yeah, thanks for spending these 7 minutes with me. You are appreciated. You are worthy. And if you're struggling with things like addiction, just know that the good news is we do recover.